Wasabi guys, I'm going to just talk about a few things here that I really feel are important, and we need to talk about it. It is sort of the state of Magic, what is going on right now, and it seems like Iconic Masters was sort of the straw that broke the camel's back here because now everyone seems to be talking about, is this game dying? Is it going to survive? Why are they just oversaturating the market here with all this product that just doesn't really deliver? And I just want to go and just look at cards like Mana Drain and just what we thought about these 2 to 3 months ago when this entire set was spoiled and everyone was losing their minds. This is a lot of value, oh my gosh. And then eventually the hype just wore off and people, they looked at the cards, they saw that they weren't really iconic, they were just another cash grab for Wizards of the Coast, trying to take your money with the typical master set. Ooh, we're giving you valuable cards here. This $10 per pack MSRP will be worth it for sure. But when you look at the big chase card, which from Legends has retained its value, it's still around $170, $180 for a lightly played, moderately played version of the card. The new card, non-foil I might add, is about $60 to $70, and the foil is closer to the value of the original from Legends. Now, yeah, I get it, some people don't want super expensive cards, but for a $200 MSRP, and believe me, this isn't the only factor, we're going to get to the big factor here in a second, but a $60 chase card, or $70 chase card, whatever it is, it's still pretty bad, for a $200 MSRP set is just ridiculous. And considering the fact that these are probably going to be coming out twice a year now, since Masters 25 is coming out in March around the same time Modern Masters 2017 came out, so there's no doubt in my mind we're probably going to get a Modern Masters 2018 probably around this same time next year. And oh boy, that is basically just going to contribute towards the epic swan dive into the concrete here for Wizards of the Coast. It just seems just a ton of arrogance on their part. It just seems that they're so concerned with social media, Tumblr, Reddit. I'm not going to get into it. I don't want this to be a dramatic video, because I could make it dramatic, but I'm not going to. It just seems that Mark Rosewater and company are just obsessed, overly obsessed, with just nonsense that really doesn't matter about the success of your company. To show their desperateness, they decide, hey, you know what we're going to do? We're going to sell what is typically a WPN exclusive, which means it's just for those who are in the WPN program, which is typically local game stores. They're going to be selling these in packs of 3 for drafts at your local Walmart, just like they did for Conspiracy 2, which I thought that was pretty stupid and really just a dumb idea to begin with. But then again, a lot of people complain about prices, so I'm not going to get too upset about it. I know a lot of people don't have as much money as some of us do, so I'm perfectly fine. If you want a deal, that's fine. I'm not against that whatsoever. I am against the sort of shift here and the priorities of Wizards of the Coast, what they used to be about and what they're now turning into. They used to care about FNM, so much so that we used to get better FNM promos. Now we get these double-sided foil tokens, which they're something, but again, the incentive here to go to FNM, it just seems to be declining year after year after year. We used to get player rewards cards through the mail. They used to have a nice system there that rewarded the community in some way. Now it seems that there's just this cold disconnect here. And responses to any discussions about this, whenever people have brought up this and constructive criticism, said, hey, maybe this isn't a good idea. Maybe you're slowly just squeezing the life out of the local game store. It's no longer going to exist. People just sort of, oh, that's just the way it is. That's just the economy. Look at Blockbuster, look at Netflix. And I hate it when people use this argument because it's just not applicable to the game store. It's completely different. You go to Blockbuster and you talk to people about movies you'd like to see, and you might make some friends that you see there at Blockbuster, and you might say hi to whoever's behind the counter, and that's where the interaction ends. That's where it ends. With the game store, the incentive is to go there to play games. Okay, you go there and you stay there for 2+ hours, depending on how long you want to stay in a tournament or whatever event they're holding, pre-release, FNM, stuff like that. So when I see the exclusive products for game stores just gradually declining here in quality and just the oversaturation of just terrible products here, and Iconic Masters is terrible, let's be honest here. Mana Drain in theory was a good idea to have as a chase card, but it sees play in Vintage, but people aren't going to buy it for Vintage. They're going to buy it for Commander, but that's about it. People who play Vintage, this isn't a barrier to them to enter that format at all. Kind of ridiculous there, but with Commander, I can understand. Okay, now we have this card for Commander, and it's kind of cool to have it as a reprint. But again, shouldn't have been a chase card. Force of Will from Eternal Masters, another set that a lot of people said was a bad Master set. At least it's holding its value as a chase card. This is not going to. People are still skeptical about its playability in Vintage, so it's not going to be valuable because it sees play as one of in a Vintage format. So a little curious there, but again, the whole argument going back to Blockbuster, Netflix, it's completely different. And this isn't just about corporate greed. This isn't about, oh, they want to make as much money as possible. I'm sure they do, but this is just full-on desperate. I mean, you have to notice this. This is just desperate, and we have to look at unstable here because it's the same exact thing, just a different set. And you just see Mark Rosewater, he's just so desperate. He even said, you know, we wanted to do this again, but, you know, it didn't work the last time. We can make it work this time. I understand you want to take chances. I understand it, but if it didn't work last time, it's not going to make you money this time. I can guarantee you. With all these terrible products coming out, I don't want to say anything for sure about Explorers of Ixalan, a little board game there, but it doesn't look like something that's going to sell too well either. Plane Chase Anthologies was terrible. Commander Anthologies, from what I've heard of, didn't do too much better. And you have the From the Vault sets, which seem to be just about the only thing they want to leave to the local game stores now, which is kind of sad because those are declining in overall quality and overall just reprint value. No one seems to be too excited for those anymore, and it is kind of a shame because everywhere I go, especially when you talk about the prices for iconic masters, just having the life being choked out of them. Your local game stores are struggling right now. Same game stores that Wizards used to care about. I went to 2 different stores, and I'm not saying this is the same thing everywhere, but it should give you a good idea of what I have to deal with here in Maryland. But I felt bad because I like supporting these game stores, but I can't do it if the prices are just too high, and unfortunately they're forced to do it because game stores, they pay a different price than we do. They pay a cheaper price than MSRP usually, and unfortunately it's right around the price that you can get it now, about $160 just to buy it off a TCG player, just to buy it online. And a big reason is because they sell those packs at Walmart now, and just about anybody can get them. You don't have to go out of your way to support your local game store anymore. You can get these at your Walmart. You know, support Walmart because they definitely need it. You know, online sales are definitely killing Walmart, guys. We need to support them. You know, not the game stores that make it possible for Mark Rosewater to have a career in the first place. I don't want to get too dramatic, though. I'm really not mad. I'm just really kind of sad about it. I don't want to have to change my hobby. I can do it. It's not going to be the end of my world, but I know for certain that it's going to be difficult for a lot of people to come back from this if it actually happens. A lot of people think that in 5 years this game is over. They're not giving it a chance to survive. I don't think that this is something that they can't come back from. I think if they really applied themselves and they just quit screwing around here with these stupid little master sets they want to push on us twice a year with just inadequate reprints, they could come back from this. They need to stop oversaturating the market with these crappy products. I was happy that they got rid of the intro decks. I really was. They replaced them with Planeswalker decks, which are a little bit better, but still not fantastic. Not going to be bought out. Dual decks are still pretty crappy. Sometimes they're good. Sometimes they have some good cards in them, but for the most part, they're pretty crappy, and not a lot of people buy them. These deck builders, toolkits are still crap. Not a lot of people are going to buy them. From the vault, I mean, they get crappier every single year. Doesn't seem like a lot of people are going to be buying them. And unstable, I don't want to say it's crap because the whole premise of it is to just have fun and draft, but it's not going to make them a lot of money. Not a lot of people are going to be getting into it. It's not something that, if people aren't getting into iconic masters to draft, I doubt they're going to be getting into unstable to draft. Yeah, it's filled with some funny cards here. You have, oh wow, look, the Urza Planeswalker finally, but it's a joke card with a stupid premise here. You have to go on the internet to look and activate the abilities. I mean, it's different, it's unique, but when do you finally just say, hey, why don't we just make better products? Why don't we just focus on quality over quantity? You can't expect people to buy your products just because you make more of them. The card stock quality is another issue too. We've touched on this issue multiple different times, and it doesn't seem like they really care. We've heard this over and over again, card stock quality, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Well, it is a big deal. If you care about making a good quality product and you want people to buy it, it should matter. But just listen to the people. Stop listening to Tumblr and Reddit for every single advice on your card game. Listen to the majority of the people that attend F&M, pre-release, stuff like that. Listen to what they want out of your card game. Because these are the people that are keeping you afloat. These are the people that are making it possible for you to have a career designing pieces of cardboard with words on them, Mark Rosewater. And I'm only saying this because I deeply care about this game. I find it quite enjoyable, and I could care less about your ideology as a company. I don't care. Stop having it interfere with the quality of your card game. Stop having it interfere with the small businesses that still support you and make it possible for you to have a career. Again, Walmart doesn't hurt when you don't give them Magic products. They don't care. They don't care about selling Magic. They could care less. They make a ton of money elsewhere. You could just blow up their whole card section and they wouldn't care. MJ Holding, they don't care. Give them the same crappy dual decks you give them all the time. Let the good products stay at the local game stores. Give the incentive back to small businesses. People who pre-order, go to local game stores, that's it, okay? Not the pros at the Pro Tour, the Grand Prix, any of that crap. Not the people on Reddit and Tumblr. The people who attend, the people who go out, buy singles at their local game stores because they actually care about their existence. They don't care about just getting a good deal. It's more than just the product. It's about the experience. It's about going somewhere where you know that you belong, where you know that other people are like-minded. And it doesn't have to be about any political ideology. It has to be about the card game itself, the hobby. That's what we have in common. That's what should be the focus of this game. But anyway, that's just my thoughts on this. I mean, I don't like being all political about it. I don't like being all dramatic about it. And I'm not going to apologize for it either. I just think it's important that people know from the perspective of, you know, I'm a YouTuber on here, still young on here, but I've been playing Magic long enough to know what they're doing wrong, what they need to do to turn it around. Worst comes to worst, I move on. That's just me, though. You guys have a wonderful day. Void here signing off.